Before you've come to beg on the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
So welcome back to this week's Stat Show, and it's not going to be a very positive show. I know a lot of you want me to do more positive shows, but it's hard to, and this week we're going to be having a look at whether or not Stoke are being dragged into a relegation fight. So getting straight into it, this graph shows Stoke's 38-game cumulative goal difference over that time, and we've talked about before how goal difference is a really good indicator statistically for how well a side's doing. The best sides have the best goal difference and the worst sides have the worst goal difference, and it's not very good looking at it now. Stoke's goal difference has dropped to the lowest point it's been under Mark Hughes over a 38-game span. It's currently at -25 after our 3-0 loss last night. It's a really worrying sight for Stoke. Teams who go down tend to have goal differences in the -20s or 30s, and Stoke are sat right in the middle of that right now. And another indicator that's showing some really worrying signs for Stoke is if we look at a 15-game average of XG, and it's really dropping. Stoke's XG4 is now dropping towards lower than 1, so not creating very many chances at all, whilst the XG against is really rocketing, and it seems to be going into quite a sustained period here. We can see that it's been above 1.56 for 7 games now, and the last time that happened was right at the start of last season when many people were also calling for Hughes' head. And that brings me nicely onto our next point, which is that there has been a significant change in Stoke fans. There is a lot more calling actively for Hughes out. You only have to go and look at the replies to a tweet from the Stoke account to see that. And looking at it here, Hughes has just had such a massive tailing off since that 4-3 win over Everton. And obviously that was around the same time as the semi-final defeat to Liverpool. But it's almost amazing how different Stoke have been since that point. We're barely winning a third of our games. Points per game is so low, 1.1, which brings you out at 41 for the season, which is really, really close to that 40-point mark that starts getting everyone quite worried if you're below that. And the most amazing one there, we talked earlier about how goal difference is such an important indicator, and it's gone with Stoke in that period compared to the time before the Everton game. We've conceded 40 more goals net. It's just horrendous. It really is shocking, and the underachievement of Hughes is shown here by this graph from Ben Mayhew, which compares expected goal difference, so XG4 again with XG against taken away from it, against goal difference, and in the areas where it's red show an underachievement, and that just shows the whole picture there really for the people who've been Hughes out for quite a significant amount of time. There it is. There's the 22 months of pretty much entire underachievement for Stoke. It's just really worrying how long this slide's been occurring and how it just seems to be getting worse rather than be getting better. So yeah, I did warn you at the start of this episode that it was going to be quite a negative stat show, and it was, and I apologise for that, but hopefully Stoke over the next few weeks can do something positive that we could talk about. But it's not a happy time at the club right now. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, let me know what your thoughts are on the current predicament, and subscribe to the Bear Pit TV.